Hi family, welcome to the Have Notepad. If you're tuning in for the first time, I welcome you. I really appreciate you being here. And if you're a regular fam honey, you are greatly appreciated. I welcome you back. In today's video, I'll be talking about how we teachers treat our students and how our actions towards them actually have a role in their behavior and how it actually affects our positive interactions with them and our overall relationship. So I will be sharing some tips that I find working for me, and in order for me to be able to build those positive relationships with students to allow me to have that behavior management easily. I think it's all based on you having a relationship with the students and how you treat them. They will respond exactly to your treatment. So it's very important for us teachers to be mindful of the things that we do around students, of and how we address them, because that's exactly how they're going to respond back to us. So before we start the video, I just want to say Happy Christmas, everybody. I hope that you are having a great time this season with your family, or if you're all by yourself like me, you're abroad and you couldn't go home for various reasons. I just want to say it's okay, You're not alone. Just try to make the most of this season as you can spend with your friends or whoever, but you'll be fine. This is like a busy season. I know in South Africa how busy it gets during Christmas. So I just want to say stay safe and take a good care of yourself in this season. Obviously, as teachers, we all experience different things, especially if we are teaching in different regions, different countries or whatever. But in my experience of a little bit over a year teaching, there's some things that I've observed and there's some things that I've done or tried to do differently to what I've seen. And they've actually proven to work for me. So that's why I just wanted to share them and see if you can apply them in your own teaching. Because kids don't want grumpy teachers. No. They just want you to always be happy around them, because they are able to actually absorb that energy from you and respond to it. So it's very important how you act, and your energy around your kids is very important. So obviously, if you beg to differ, that's your own opinion, you're entitled to it, it's your own experience. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I believe in showing love to kids. I believe in being kind to the kids. I believe in having like open communication with the kids and building those positive relationships with them. That's what I believe in, and it's something that have worked for me. So if you have your own way of teaching and it has worked for you, that's totally fine. The first thing I'm going to share is let your students know your both sides. Okay, what do I mean by having them to know your both sides is that they must know that there's this person who's going to show up if they don't want to listen, they don't want to pay attention, they don't follow instructions. And sometimes there's also this kind, soft, loving somebody who's always there for them, which they are able to confide and they're able to trust. So why is this important? So showing them both sides is important for boundaries, because we know how students can get carried away, in stepping on the line. So it's very important for them to know what's going to happen if they step on a certain line. You're going to show them that side of you that they hardly want to see, really. And also, if there are these listening full instruction kids, there's always a soft side of you that makes them feel like comfortable, loved, appreciated, and all that. So boundaries are very important, yes, but also don't always be grumpy towards children. They're going to respond badly towards it as well. So show them your both sides. Show them that you can be kind, you can be loving, you can be soft, they can trust you, and obviously have that side that if they step on the line, they know what's going to happen. So let them know the consequences of your other side. And the second thing I'm going to share is having an open communication with your students. What exactly do I mean by having an open communication? So in a lesson, it's always work all the time, content. And it's okay to take a minute or two out of your lesson to talk about things that are happening around the world. It's okay to take a minute or two to talk about the things that are happening around in your community. So you find students that are even scared to talk about, probably there's a bad guy around the area, and they even scared to talk to you about it because you're always the strict teacher who always want to do work all the time. You don't even take a minute to find your students' interest. You don't even take a minute to have that open communication, to allow them to know you, to allow yourself to know your students as well. And I think that is very important one, and it's a step towards building a positive relationship with the kids, which plays a significant role in being able to manage their behavior in the long time. So I feel like it's very important for your students to know that they can just ask you random, not really random, but they can ask you about things that are happening around the world. It can be something they saw on the news, they just want to hear your opinion on it, can be something that is happening around the community, around your area where you're teaching. So they just want to, have that conversation with you. It's okay, it's okay. It doesn't always have to be work. Kids get bored. Kids get really, really bored, and having that open communication shows that you're also human. You are that person they can trust, even if they're having problems or issues in the other subject. They can always come to you and just have a talk about it. Sometimes all they need is just to have a chat, someone to give them advice or something. So let them know that you are that person. Another tip I'm going to share with you is building a positive relationship with the students, right? Building a positive relationship with the students, be like knowing their interest. There's students that normally misbehave in lessons. They don't listen. You always have to run after them to do the work, and all that. You go to them one time and you be like, I heard you love football. What is your favorite team? Why do you love football so much? What do you want to do when you finish school? Do you want to pursue football as a long-term career? Just basically show them that you are interested in them. Show them that you are interested in what they love to do, in what they, all those things. That helps in behavior management, because knowing that you have that positive relationship with the student, when you be like, they don't want to listen in lesson, and when you just snap your finger, they know, okay? They know that, okay, this is a person that we have a good relationship with them, so I wouldn't want to ruin that by my behavior in lesson. So, I think it really helps in allowing them to, or allowing you to manage their behavior effectively. And also just having a positive relationship with your class as a whole. Be that person they can trust, be that person they can come to. They know that we have a strong relationship with this teacher, and they know if they misbehave, they're going to ruin it, and making things easy for you as a teacher overall. And another thing that I want to share with you is build a trust. Obviously, build a trust goes hand in hand in building a positive relationship, right? There cannot be trust without a relationship. So I think building a trust allows students to be vulnerable around you, which is really a good thing, because even if they're having issues at home, you are that person that they are able to come to and talk to. They know that this person have shown that I can trust them previously. So it's the same person I should go to now if I have any issues or whatsoever, right? So building a trust is also important in safeguarding issues, especially because here safeguarding is a huge thing. So they know that if there's something going on, they're being bullied, they're having issues, safeguarding issues at home, sometimes they can come to you because they know that they can trust you. You've proven to them that you are trustworthy. You've proven to them that you have their best interest at heart. You've proven to them that you are there for them. You are there to help them. You are there to support them. You're just there for them every single time whenever they need you. So I think it helps in safeguarding issues because they can confide in you. So obviously it goes hand in hand. You build a relationship first, and then you build on that trust you have. Last thing I'm going to share with you is that treat them like human beings. Oh my goodness, I cannot emphasize this enough, because I've seen some horrible stories of teachers abusing their power of being adults and just dictating students and just getting them to do whatever they want. I think it's very important for us teachers to be mindful of what these kids might actually be going through, especially at home, because we're not there. Some kids are struggling with mental health. Some kids are struggling with depression, anxiety. They get so anxious when they have to come to school because of all the things that are happening around them. And I feel like a school should be a safe space for them. It should be a safe environment for them. And if you're a teacher and you're being so mean to them, and you just take all your problems at home and you just bring them to school, you bring them to the kids, it doesn't really help. it doesn't really help. Instead, they just get more anxious, they just get more depressed. So I want us to emphasize the concept of they are also humans. Some of them are also going through issues. You're an adult, you obviously have issues going on daily basis. They also have some things going on. It can be like peer issues, relationship issues. There are certain things that might actually affect their mental health, and there are certain things that might actually affect how they behave at school. So if you show them that this is a safe space for them, that you understand what they're going through, you understand that, or make them understand that you are there to help them, I think they respond quite positively towards that. So as a teacher, treat your students like human beings, right? Because you don't know what they might be dealing with. You don't know what is going on through their minds. You have no idea some challenges or issues they're facing at home. Some of these kids are young carers. Some of these kids, they don't have parents. They live with their guardians or carers, and that's something that is that is weighing on them, so a school should be where they feel like relieved. It should be a space where they feel comfortable. It should be a space where they feel happy, and especially to see their friends, to interact with their friends, to interact with the teachers. So create that safe space for them. Some kids come from really messed up homes, if I may put it, and being at school is sort of like a safe space and a happy space for them. So it's very important for us teachers to be that safe space for them, create that safe space for them, and just overall make them understand that we know what they're dealing with. We know that they are also humans. We know that sometimes they'll be faced with some challenges, and we are there for them. We're there to support them. We're there to hear them, to listen to them. Be that kind of teacher. Create a safe space for the students and treat them how you want to be treated, because at the end of the day, they are humans. Even your worst student, you'll be surprised on how a single conversation can just change their entire behavior. Just pull them aside at the end of the lesson, just have that one-on-one conversation with them, get to know them, know your student. I think that plays an important role in allowing you to have a positive relationship, not just that only, but be able to manage the behavior effectively. That will be all for today. I hope you enjoy watching the video. So if you are a teacher, or somebody who is a teacher and might benefit from this video, why not share it to them? And I would also love to hear your opinions on the comment sections as well. If you're a teacher, how do you manage your students, and what are the tips that you might give other teachers out there to help them, especially who are struggling with behavior and all that, especially because we know that in England, behavior is such a huge thing. So how do you deal with it? How do you get on? How do you, all those things that are helpful that you do in your lessons that are helpful, that that some people or other teachers might actually benefit from them, please share them on the comment section below. Until next time, bye.